This is DRF Race of the Day. Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF Race of the Day for Saturday, April the 10th, race number 12 at Oaklawn Park. It's the last major Kentucky Derby prep for 2021. Let's throw up the field for the Grade 1, $1 million Arkansas Derby. You can download free Formulator Pass performances for this race on the Race of the Day event page at drf.com. Access them, handicap along with us. Consort Tour beat most of these horses last time out in the Rebel, Mike, with the exception of Last Samurai, who's a big price. Consort Tour is going to be a huge favorite on Saturday.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a huge favorite, Dan. I don't know. This is a little disappointing for this race to come up. It's basically a rerun of the Rebel that we just saw. And on that day, Consort Tour never really had to get out of a gallop to beat that field. I'm not sure what's supposed to make it all that much different this time.
Now, Consort Tour was able to wrest the early lead away from Caddo River in the Rebel. Let's take a look at the Timeform US Pace Projector. They have Consort Tour up front again. I think there's no way Florent Giroux's conceding the lead this time around. They're going to go back to what worked in the Smarty Jones. Listen, it may not be good enough, but I don't think there's any rating on Caddo River's part this time.
Right. Maybe they won't turn Consort Tour loose this time, Dan. I mean, I guess the question you'd have to ask yourself is, what difference is that going to make? I mean, it's not like Caddo River conceded the lead last time and ran some kind of heroic race. He chased Consort Tour, was no match, and got tired in the stretch.
The number one Superstock ran okay in the Rebel, considering it was his first start of the year and he was trying to rally from out of it. He was no match for Consort Tour and Hosier, but he's done some good things in his career. Grade 1 placed it too. Maybe this is a horse that could sneak up into your exotics at a big price for Steve Asmussen.
Yeah, maybe he could take another step forward. I mean, I feel like personally it's going to have to be a huge step forward. I thought he was only okay as a 2-year-old. His Rebel was, fine, I guess, as just a starting off point, sort of on the outside all the way back off the pace. He did his best in there, just barely got fourth at the end without really impacting the race at all. To me, he just has to improve by leaps and bounds.
Caddo River dominated them in the Smarty Jones. Then, as you mentioned, in the Rebel, conceded the league to Consort Tour and then just did not run very well at all. The good news for Caddo River fans is look at this formulator fact for Brad Cox. Third off 61 to 120 day layoffs, 10 for 18, $3.17 ROI. I expect him to send, but he is going to have to do a heck of a lot better, obviously, than in the Rebel.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes any difference. Chasing didn't work out for him. Is it going to be better if he's on the lead and Consort Tour is pressing him? I don't know if that's going to make things any better for Caddo River. The thing that was really disappointing about his last race, Dan, is even though he conceded, I personally still think he got a perfectly good trip tracking that horse on the lead. And this horse was very tired in the stretch, Dan. He was wandering all over the place. For a horse who feels like he's bred to get better as they go longer, he did not get better last time.
Seems like one of the weird angles coming out of Southern California is beware the other Baffert, the better priced Baffert. And here he is, the number 3 Hosier, who finished a well-beaten second behind Consort Tour in the Rebel. But all things considering, it was a pretty good effort first try out of the maiden ranks. This horse has a lot of upside potential.
Yeah, it feels like he probably does. He could improve again. I mean, overall, he got a great closer's trip in that race last time. Just saved ground all the way. Never had to leave the inside. He had plenty of room down there. He was second best. But he just feels like a horse who's really improved since they stretched him out. He took a big step forward to break his maiden, and he improved again last time.
Get Her Number, the number 4, is expected to improve. Second off a long layoff for Peter Miller. This horse won the Grade 1 American Pharaoh in his dirt debut. He beat a useful horse in Rombauer that day, then got injured, missed the Breeders' Cup. They ran him in the Rebel off the layoff. That's a tough spot. Here's a formulator fact for Peter Miller, who's 3 for his last 10, with 3-year-olds making their second start off a 120-day layoff or greater with a 346 ROI. He might sit the catbird seat third in behind the 2 speeds.
Yeah, I can see him getting the right trip in here, Dan, and I can also see him sort of improving second off the layoff. Now, I mean, in some ways, I guess if you wanted to try to beat the favorite, maybe this is the horse you should do it with. He did win that Grade 1 last year, the first time he was on dirt. Off the layoff last time, they rated him. He drove around the outside on the turn. He was one of the horses that got bothered when Caddo River was wandering all over the place in the stretch. He took a bump at the 8th pole. I don't know. I could see him doing better. I'm just not really sold on this horse yet.
Let's watch the undefeated Concert Tour dominate the Rebel. In my opinion, this was the most visually impressive Kentucky Derby prep of 2021 thus far. Concert Tour just blasted right to the front, put Caddo River in his place, and Joel Rosario is merely a passenger under the wire.
Yeah, I mean, he never really seemed like he had to ask this horse for his best, and he just completely dominated this field, Dan. We'll see if it's any different now as he tries to get a 1 1/8, which I guess you could worry about if you wanted to. It just feels like he's going to be right up on the pace again in here. If you know anything about these Baffert horses in races like this, they don't take their speed away from these horses. Maybe Caddo River will just send and make the lead, but this horse is not going to be far away.
Last Samurai found a tough spot in his seasonal debut against champion Essential Quality. It was a wet track, if you want to give him that excuse. He still has a long way to go from a Beyer speed figure standpoint. They're in here maybe to get a nice little chunk of the purse. These Dallas Stewart horses often run late and do better with added maturity and distance.
And that's true. And there's no reason why he can't get a piece of this, Dan. It's not like he's facing, the best 3-year-olds around in here outside of Concert Tour. It feels like anything could happen underneath in here. So they're going to take a shot at a big price.
Top pick time for the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby. I can't get past Concert Tour, and neither can you, Mike. Just so impressive in the Rebel. Very much looking forward to seeing how he performs on Saturday.
Yeah, me too, because I want to see him run another big race, Dan. I was not sold on him going into the Rebel. And I thought he really took a step forward in there. So I want to see him do it again. Because it feels like this 3-year-old crop could use a horse like him. I'm going to bring that Rebel Exacta right back. Baffert over Baffert.
Baffert over Baffert for Mike. 5-2-3-1 for me. It's the Arkansas Derby, Grade 1, $1 million, final major Kentucky Derby prep of 2021. Let's see if Concert Tour is for real.